Hey guys, welcome back. So I've got my August favorites for y'all today. So what I do in these videos is I quickly mention my overall Friday favorites, and then I've got other things to share with y'all. So I have some makeup-y things, I've got a body care thing, and then I think just books. Like, it'll probably be a shorter one today. So just have some fun little things to chat about. Oh, I was gonna mention a food, like a random food favorite. So hopefully I don't forget to mention that. It's nothing profound, but it's something I've been loving lately. And yeah, that's what we're gonna chat about in this video today. So if you're new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new with drugstore reviews, empties, get ready with me. It's just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we were chatting about August favorites, so let's get to it. Okay, so for overall Friday favorites, this was such a random find, but that I am just loving so much, and I know I'm gonna keep grabbing for it. The Covergirl Cheekers blushes in Iced Cappuccino all over my lid and blended up into my crease, and then Soft Sable on my lid. So this is kind of like a warm, rusty shade, a little bit of a satin finish, and then this one, Soft Sable, has more of a glow to it. So actually, I do not love this one on my cheeks. It's too brown and too glowy, but together on my lid as a shadow, I absolutely love. Like, this is a perfect shadow shade. I had been loving that, so that's just so random. Oh, I forgot my cheek favorite. Hang on, let me mention my lip favorite, and then we'll get to that. So lip favorite, I would say these. I got this in my Ipsy icon box for August that they sent to me. So this is from Bisha. It's the Essential Lip Designer Duo in Tropez and Barths. So I have this on as my liner, and then this is the Lifter Glaze from Maybelline in Rose Bite. These work so well together. It ends up being this kind of like rosy, I don't know, like brownie rose sort of a shade. These are really beautiful together, so I just like layer them together. If you want to see swatches of these overall Friday favorites, check the Friday favorites where I originally mentioned them, because I go over them in more detail. I show swatches and all the things. I went and grabbed my cheek favorite. I really, really like these Sacheu Beauty All Day Cheek Stains. I would say my standout favorite is 01 I'm Cute, which is like just the sweetest baby pink shade. These blend really well. They wear so well. So they're supposed to be just a very long wearing cheek stain sort of a product, but they're not watery. They're not that kind of a formula. They're just a really good kind of creamy sort of like just a liquid blush sort of a formula. But they're that perfect level of pigmentation that they just, I would say they're more on the pigmented side versus you have to build them up a lot. But I don't feel like I have to be super duper light-handed with them. And also because of the applicator. I also like this shade, which is I'm Flirty, such a cute red. So it's this kind of an applicator that I could just kind of dab it on my cheeks versus like a lot of product getting on. So I'm sure it's that too. The applicator is really good, and then I like the formula a lot. So I've been reaching for these a ton, and I really, really like them. Okay, let's talk face favorites. I have been reaching for this more recently, the Catrice Under Eye Brightener Instant Awake. I've loved this for a while, but you know, I kind of like go through phases where I'll like grab something more than others. I've been reaching for this more recently. The key with this, I use the shade, the lighter one, whatever it is, light rose. The key with this is just don't use a lot of product with it, because if you use, it's a thick hydrating formula. So if you use a lot of product, it can get heavy and cakey. But if you use just the tiniest little bit and really kind of buff it into the skin, I use a brush, then I really like it. Like, it's a nice kind of hydrating under eye treatment with having some kind of color correcting properties to it. I always pair it with a concealer. I've been reaching for this to pair it with, the True Match, L'Oreal True Match Radiant Serum Concealer in C2. I think it's funny that this is C2. I would say this is still very kind of neutral, if anything. Like, I don't feel like this is overly, well, I guess it's kind of, it's not very pinky. It's not a very pinky cool toned. It's, I would say, more on the neutral side. So I've been pairing that with it. and they're just a good combo. This has some hydration to it also. I could use this on the rest of my face, so I've been doing this on my cheeks as like a little touch-up concealer. So I've been reaching for these pretty consistently. And then still reaching for my Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. This is such a great long-wearing foundation that it doesn't say anything about hydration. It says mattifying, water and sweat resistant, or water and sweat proof, second skin effect. I guess that's really kind of the only thing that makes it sound like it's skin-like. Like, it sounds like one of those just super long wearing, maybe kind of drying formulas, but no, I almost find this to be balancing on the skin, but just wears so well. So this is what I reach for when it is warmer, or when I just want my makeup to last but not look dry, but not look shiny. Well, I guess I still get a little bit shiny with anything, but way less shiny with it than other things. But it just has a nice almost balancing effect on my skin. I love it. Okay, a Bodycare favorite. So these are from Beachwaver. Y'all know that I use quite a bit of their hair care. Love their line. Like, so many products that I have tried, I love. They're in my regular rotation. So this is in my regular rotation. It's one of my favorite hair care products. Randomly, I keep it in the box because I'm random like that. This is the Shine Bright Vegan Keratin and Argan Serum. So it's kind of like a oil serum, which I would think that would not work for my fine, flat hair, but it totally does. I get about 3 pumps, fairly good amount of it. Just really work that into my hands, and then I kind of run it through the ends of my hair. Anyway, I've mentioned this many times on my channel already. It was in my yearly favorites. I use it every single day. Well, this has the most delicious scent. Like, I was wearing this one day and walked by my sister and she was like, "You smell good. What are you wearing?" And I said, "Oh, well," this was a while back. And I said, "Oh, well, I guess maybe it's my hair." And so I went and got this. I said, "Is it this?" And she said, "Yes." Well, that day I was not wearing the perfume, but they have perfumes of their different hair care line scents. So this one smells like the Bali beach night. So I have the roll-on and I have the spray. And I like both. It kind of depends on what I grab for the day. This just smells so good. And what's so funny is when I first got this and tried this, I was like, I'm not sure about that scent. But now I love it. I don't know what, like, why would that suddenly change? I don't know if it's because I like the product so much, the scent has grown on me, but I'm trying to think of this, if this is a scent that I would normally like. I don't know, and I don't even know how to describe it, but they have great descriptions of their different scents on their site, so you can read about it. I would say it has like a vanilla, comforting, but still kind of like clean sort of a scent to it. But I love vanillas. Like, those are always kind of my favorite scents, and I feel like this has something in it that kind of smells like that. It's just so good. I'm seeing if it really doesn't talk about, it just says Bali Beach Night is the aroma experience, but it doesn't like describe the scent on that. So anyway, I like both the spray and the roll-on, but the roll-on's just kind of so convenient, you know, for traveling, for just, you know, rubbing it on your wrists. Oh, I love it. I love the scent of this. And I am not a big scent person. Like, you really don't hear me hardly ever talk about perfumes on my channel because I just don't wear them. Well, this is a light, not overpowering scent at all. And then when you have it in your hair, oh, it's a whole experience. I love it. They have another one that's, I can't think of the name of that one, but it's my other favorite. This one's my absolute favorite now, but there's another one that's like a berry sort of a scent. I love that one too. So if you like more kind of fruity, fresh berry scents, there's an option for that too that I love. Okay, let's talk about my random food favorite. We have been eating a lot more salmon. We get it at Sam's, like in the frozen section, and they come in these little individual little packs of like just the one salmon patty. So we can get out our two little salmon patties and we just cook it from frozen in the oven. And then I do like a crema topping for it. I was originally doing sour cream, lemon juice, and dill, but then one day I was like, I wonder if I could sub Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, unflavored or anything, because that would be weird. You don't want vanilla Greek yogurt with this mixture. I wouldn't think. But the plain one, I wondered if I could switch it because instead of the sour cream. So I did that one day and I really liked it. It's like this lemony, zesty sort of a topping for it. Timothy's not a fan, but I love it. So with the Greek yogurt and the salmon, tons of protein. It tastes so good. It's easy. So we've been doing that a ton and it's super healthy. So that's a random food favorite, but I'm like, every time we go to make salmon, we do it at least 1 to 2 times a week. I'm always so excited, and I make the same topping for myself every single time, and I always love it. It's so easy. Just literally like, and I kind of just do, I eyeball it, just squeeze in a little bit of I get the lemon squeeze, and then I use quite a bit of the dill. Like I really just put a lot of that in there and then mix it up, and kind of like a, you know, how lemony do you want it? You can kind of decide your mixture of what you make. Okay, and then let's talk books. So I read The Summer in the City by Alex Astor. So I have not read her Lightlark series yet. I know it's still ongoing. I definitely want to read that, especially after reading this book. Those are YA. This is an adult contemporary romance story. And I did really like it until the spice came in. Which I felt like I really, really loved it because there was very little cussing in it. There wasn't like a lot of kind of like, you know, a lot of times with spicy books, like there's a lot of, hey, talk throughout, you know what I mean? Kind of discussions and comments throughout it. There was really not a lot of that, if any, throughout the book. So the story is, they are, what is it? Okay, so let's talk about this. This is so cute. There were all these special editions of it. I got the Target one, and there's actually, where is it? There's a Target on it. It's so cute. So it's like New York City. Adorable. The whole presentation of this is so cute. And I liked the cover of this one, so that's why I got the Target one. I thought it was really super cute. So she is a screenwriter. She's back in New York, which she hasn't liked New York in the past. She's back there. So this book kind of starts with a scene that I was sort of like, I wasn't a big fan of that scene, and so I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this couple, like if I was going to be kind of on board with them, but she's back in New York, and then she runs into this guy from kind of, you know, the past, that scene that you start with, and she is needing to, they basically come up with an arrangement together, so it's a little bit of like a kind of fake dating, and then also like going around the different spots in the city. So if you are a New York City lover, I think you'll really like this book because there's a lot of, you know, different places that they go to. We've been there, and so it was neat to kind of see them talking about different places that we've been. A couple places I was like, oh, I don't remember us going there. We missed out. We should have gone there. So I love that about it. So I really liked their interactions. I thought it was very sweet. I was going to give this 5-star until the spice came in, which was quite a ways into the book, I would say. Like, it wasn't early on, but once it started, there were several scenes, and I was like, and they just didn't quite fit with the feel of the book until then. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't. It would have been so much better without that, in my opinion. But it makes me really excited to read her YA books because her writing style was so easy to read. It was cutesy and fun and funny and engaging. So I really, and just like so easy to fly through. Like I wasn't stumbling over her writing style. So I definitely connected with her writing style. So I will definitely want to read her YA stuff. And I don't know, I would maybe still read her adult stuff because I could still skip it. But I would love it so much more if the spice wasn't in there. I also read Once Upon a Caribbean Summer by Lisa T. Bergeron. So she is a Christian author, Christian romance author, and she has a series that's a time travel series that I definitely want to read. I've heard good things about it. Well, I haven't read that yet, but this one is part of a series, and I think it's either 3 or 4, but there were characters in there that I'm like, they were kind of referencing and interacting with, and I thought, I'm sure I'm supposed to know who those people are, but I didn't because I hadn't read the other books. But it wasn't, like I wasn't confused. It didn't make it hard to read or anything like that. So she is looking for a shipwreck, and she ends up going and meeting this guy who kind of like explores shipwrecks. I'm sure they have a title. I don't know if they have a title. Anyway, it's very, they kind of have a don't get along at the beginning kind of a relationship, but she needs his help, and they kind of end up working out a deal and deciding to work together to try to find this shipwreck. So it's very Caribbean. It's very, it's so funny because I'm not a beach vacation person at all. Like, I don't enjoy being, the Caribbean would not be a place that I would necessarily pick to go on vacation. I would rather go to a city with a lot of history, or a mountain that's cooler. That's kind of more my vibe. But I love reading about it. I love ship stories. I love treasure stories, ship adventure stories. I don't want to be out on a ship in the ship adventure story, but I like reading about it. So this has kind of some of those elements, so I really liked it. I liked her writing style. I've said this before. So my thing with like usually secular fiction is I don't find myself bored, but it's usually a content thing for me more often than not. Like, that's kind of the number one thing I run into with that, is I wish there were less cussing and less spice in it. Whereas Christian fiction, I always enjoy not reading those things, but sometimes they're kind of boring and there's just not like a lot happening, and sometimes the characters feel sort of like surface level, and I don't know why that is, but I always am excited when I find an author that I feel like is like that happy medium, you know, that it's a Christian author, but I'm engaged with the storyline. The characters feel very real and flawed, but love the Lord, or are learning to love the Lord, or coming to know the Lord. You know, I love those kind of stories. So she's an author I will definitely keep reading from. It wasn't a perfect 5-star. It wasn't like, couldn't put it down, but I definitely was enjoying the book. So I thought this one was a fun one. I also read 4 Brides and a Bachelor. This is the 3rd book in the Gabrielle Meyer American Brides collection novella series. I really liked this one. It was only like 100 and something pages, so it wasn't, you know, I wasn't like so invested as I would be in a 300+ page book, but it was so perfect for a novella. Like, I was still engaged and on board with the romance. The characters were sweet. Her books are so good. Like, I'm never bored in her books. She's very easy to read, writes great faith, beautiful, sweet romance. So I love her books. I really, really liked that one. But I would say my standout favorite, Riley Sager, Survive the Night. Y'all know I really haven't been reading as many thrillers recently, but this one I just felt like I need something different. I need a thriller, so I grabbed this one. So it takes place in the 90s, which I loved because you know, don't have cell phones. There's just a different element to the storyline. There's some nostalgia in it, which was fun. So she is needing to get back home, and she kind of has a story that you sort of learn about as the story goes on. And she gets in the car, like she ends up doing kind of a ride share sort of a thing with the guy she meets at her college. Like they're, you know, on a board, like saying, hey, I need a ride. And they're like, hey, I'm giving a ride, sort of like share on gas, that sort of a thing. So she, you know, starts to ride with this guy. Well, there had been some unalivings in recent years, and she begins to think that she is in the car with this person. And the story goes from there. That's all I want to tell you. That's all I knew about it. It's that kind of like, you know, you're questioning everything as you're reading it. His writing is so easy to read. This right here, I would say, is like my perfect kind of thriller. It wasn't super dark, which I really appreciated. There's very little cussing in this. I mean, you know, so I loved that about it. I was engaged. I was wondering what was going to happen. I had a lot of question marks. The ending I could follow. It didn't get super complicated. There were some things that, like, I kind of sort of guessed, but then some things I didn't, so there were still surprises. I loved the way it ended. So anyway, I just really enjoyed this book. Like, I thought it was so good, and I've heard some people say they really don't like this one. I think I would say this is my favorite Riley Sager book that I've read, and I've read all but his 2 most recent ones. So, I mean, I've read quite a few of his books, and I would say this one was my favorite. Okay, so those are all my monthly favorites. Hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you have been loving. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!